my screen around there. See what I'm doing here. Okay. Didn't have my screen turned around. Oh. Hey YouTube. This video here, got a little bit of relaxing music going. Oh, watch out. Got my fireplace. Got some family pictures up behind me. My grandkids. Gonna have me an orange. A little cutie orange while I sit here and talk to you a little bit. This video here was inspired by Mike Andes. That he owns the, I think he's the owner of Augusta landscaping business. I don't know if he calls it lawn landscape or what. I think it's some kind of property, lawn and landscape, I think it's what it is. But it's Mike Andes of Augusta landscaping. I think that's what he calls it. Should have looked into that. I'm not sure if he's lawn care or landscape. I think he's both. He does a lot of each. But he has a pretty good YouTube channel I've been watching for a while. He's really intelligent human being, and it inspired me to do this video. That's Mike Andes. He's got a YouTube channel. He uses his name for his channel, and he owns Augusta Lawn and Landscape, which is a big company. I'm a solo operator. I started in 2015. This video is going to be about my last 5 years of my company. I'm going to try to make it short and just say a little bit about it. But I started out, I drove trucks. Drove trucks most of my life. I've got about, let me see what I got. I got 30 years driving trucks. I've drove dump trucks, flatbed semis, van box semis, tri-axle dump trucks, end dumps. I've just about drove a whole bunch low boys. I drove low boys, and trucking is a really you don't get much exercise trucking unless you're a flatbed driver, and you gotta throw tarps. I've thrown a lot of tarps. That's how and then the low boy, and you chain stuff down. Everybody, oh, you're just a low boy driver. But it's a lot of work. And you got to chain everything down all the time, and it just takes a lot of energy. And you get to work in the muck and the mud and the muck, or whatever you want to call it. Roscoe, don't knock over my tripod. My dog's about to jump up there. Hope he don't hit my tripod. He's looking at it. Anyway, I gotta make this quicker. I raised 4 kids. You freaking dog. No matter where I sit in the house, they always come by me and shake all their danders and dog germs on me. I'm real germophobic when it comes to dogs. I can't stand them. I like dogs, but I can't stand they need to be outside in the dog house. You're messing up my video, dog. Okay, back to the point. Mike Andes inspired me to make this video because he's talking about YouTubers and everything. And I took a lot of advice from YouTubers. I actually kind of started my business though. Always growing up in my life, I always wanted to work for myself. sit in my room when I was little, figuring how much hay bales I'd have to put up to make a living and everything, or stuff like that, and how many chickens I'd have to raise to sell eggs. I was always trying to figure out a way much firewood I got to cut to sell wood and everything. But then I started I've been working for trucking companies and a real good construction companies. I've worked for a couple of them, which they probably helped me the most. But this video may be a little longer than I wanted it to be, but it's going to be what it is. And I paid my house off and raised my kids working for other people, because it was just easier for me to do that. You can do it the other way around. You could get your business going and then get wife and kids. But I didn't know if I knew what I do now, I would have started my business earlier. Like this business, you never know what the future is going to bring you, though. I mean, so I kind of got in a bind where I had to have money to raise my wife, not my wife, but raise my kids and everything to make it through life, you know. But as I did that, I paid off my house, saved a little nest egg, and then I started I bought my first zero turn, was a Cub Cadet 50-inch. And I thought I was going to do my business then, but that was about 10 years before I really started my business. That Cub Cadet was wore out mowing just a few yards. I did a few yards with that for other people, made money, but I really didn't have a business license or anything like that, because I didn't really know how to go about and do all this. Then I ran across a man on YouTube called Geek the Freak. When I started watching Geek the Freak videos, he explained exactly what to do on how to get my business license and my insurance, and he showed a lot of ways to mow yards and start out small and work your way up with, you know, not real expensive equipment. You can make pretty good money. I kind of use him for a blueprint, and he worked other jobs sometimes too to help get by. So my first year I was in business, I still had my trucking job, and I was mowing about 10 yards. And I actually did pretty decent. I made, I can't remember what I made, but you know, you can figure it up. I was mowing for around $25, $35 a yard, which I still do most of my yards that price. And after the first year, the second year I started to get ready, which was in 2016. 2015 was my first year when I started. About the same time I started my YouTube channel. In 2016, I can't remember exactly. It might have been 17. When I got the nerve up to go full-time in the lawn care, and I quit my trucking job. It was a really good union trucking job. I was a teamster. That's another thing I was waiting though until I got my 10 years in for some benefits when I get a little older. When I get old enough to retire. But I'm not going to retire until I get 65 or 70. I'm going to try to hold out as long as I can so my benefits will be up high enough. And if I'm healthy enough to keep working, there ain't no sense of retiring anyway. I mean, that's the way I see it. I'm not a big traveler. The most I'll travel is to go see the ocean once or twice, and I'll be happy. Then I'll be back home working on trimming trees and doing property maintenance. I figure when I get older, I may have my business growed up enough where I could maybe have 1 or 2 guys working for me and I'll just go around with them and pick up a few sticks or something, and they'll do the majority of the work, and they'll also get majority of the money, because I don't ever want to quit. I just want to keep on working. I think that's the way I want to enjoy my retirement. Ain't that crazy? I want to enjoy my retirement by keep working. That's my life. I like working. So I don't know why my camera's got all this stuff on front. I need to figure out my settings. I guess it's got a camera on there. I need to look at my settings on there a little bit. Try to get that off there. Bugging me. So anyway, Mike Andy's has a really awesome YouTube channel. I've been watching it the other day and inspired me to make this video. I want to keep mentioning his name every now and then because he did inspire me to make this video. So, and thanks for Geek the Freak, Greg Chism. He has an awesome YouTube channel too called Greg Chism. Don't be scared. You need to watch that too. But anyway, I quit my trucking job, worked for a construction company, I was a lowboy driver for 10 years in the Teamsters. That was a really fun job. I really liked it and I enjoyed it, but I just wanted to venture out and do something on my own, and I couldn't do this. So my first year, this is hard to do because you're scared to give out your numbers. You know, I should just blurt it out, but my first year I wouldn't have made enough to make a living. In my second year, I wouldn't have made enough to make a living if I had a house payment and my kids are here. But my kids are all moved out and on their own. But I was helping my daughter a little bit every now and then when she was going to college, because that's just what you're supposed to do, you know, that's what a man does. But there's so much stuff that I don't know if I'll be able to cover right in this video, actually. But there's so many different things to get involved in when you're opening up your business. But that's the way it is for everybody, though. Everybody goes through the same thing. My business has grown. I don't know how the percentage would be. I'd say 10% growth every year. I'm just figuring out the money, how much I made, and the difference. And I've made about 10% more every year for the last 5 years on my lawn care business. But I also got some tractors with front end loaders on them, a couple of them, and a skid steer. And all this stuff was bought with the money I made mowing grass. I got a little Kubota 2-wheel drive tractor. It's not a hydrostat, but it's a geared transmission, which I like. I don't like it as 2-wheel drive, but it has a front end loader, and it's an awesome little tractor. And it's got, I can put brush hogs on the back and stuff, and a box blade for. That's another thing I get in. I do a little bit of property maintenance, is what mine more or less is. It's lawn and landscape maintenance. Which the landscape, I like to grade gravel driveways. I really like grading driveways and putting new rock down for people. I haven't done a whole lot of that because I haven't advertised too much for it. I'd say my main income is mowing yards, mowing and trimming, and my next step up would probably be trimming trees and trimming bushes. I kind of put those in the same category. It's kind of like property maintenance, but that's what I do anyway. I mow, trim trees, put in flower beds, grade driveways, and I do it all. I work all by myself. I mow about 95% of my yards every other week. Every other week yards I like because, let's say I was mowing 35 yards. That's about what I mow every week. I mow 35 yards a week by myself. And then the next week I mow another set of 35 yards. But you could take 5 of those away because some of them are weekly. 5 yards, I got about 5 yards I mow every week, but it equals out to be about 35 yards a week, which is 70 yards every 2 weeks. But if I was only doing 35 yards every week, the same 35 every week, and we got a dry spell, and they didn't need it for every other 2 weeks, then one of those weeks I wouldn't have nothing to do. So I'd have to try to find work for all that time. But this way, I've got my yards this week, and then I skip those yards next week, and I mow my other set of yards every other week yards. And that also gives me 35 more yards that I can upsell in driveways. I can upsell to either trim their bushes, put their landscaping in, and trim their trees. So that's the way I do it. That's how I get 70 customers. I try to get around 70 customers a year, 35 yards. And then what I do is try to schedule it where I'm mowing Wednesday through Friday most of my yards. So I usually had a few of them on Monday and Tuesday just because I can't get it all done on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That's when I try to mow all my yards. I try to do 10 yards a day. And that leaves 5 yards, see, I can't get to them. So I have to do those on Tuesday. I guess I really mow Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. That way I don't schedule nothing for the weekend and for Monday. And Tuesday's usually a half a day. But I don't have nothing scheduled for all that in case it rains and stuff. Then I got those 3 days to make up stuff, and I try not to work any Sundays. I usually get it all done because it rains and I mow anyway. I've been out there when it's pouring and lightning and everything mowing still because I gotta go. I gotta get it done. Okay, so that's about I look like hell right now. Got this long hair and this beard. I kind of want to shave it off and get it short, but I do snow removal in the winter. I've got about 10. Only got about 10 driveways that I usually do, and I do it with snow blowers. I got a couple of old snow blowers I bought, and I replaced their motors with the Harbor Freight motors, 6.5 horse. I do got some snow plows I bought this year, but I ain't got them on my trucks, and I got another one I'm going to go buy, I think. Here, I got another snow plow I'm going to go buy, so, and put it on one of my trucks, so I can just push out the big stuff in the driveways, and then do their sidewalks with my snow blowers. And I do a little snow shoveling, but I try not to. It'd be a lot quicker though if I get my snow plow on my truck and fix it up. I think I'm buying a real lightweight one, and I may put a blade on the back of my truck. I may figure something up on that too. But anyway, that's a different day of snow plowing. I just wanted to mention that because that's one way I do make. It buys a little bit of groceries in the winter, once in a while, but I don't count on that for my money. That's an extra bonus. If I do some snow plowing, that's extra bonus money. I mean, I don't even count on it. I just want to be set up to do it because you can't count on the snow, but you can almost count on the grass. But it's been so dry here lately this year. This winter's been so dry. Next year might be pretty rough on me because I don't know how good the grass is going to grow without no moisture. We just pray for some rain. We've been pretty lucky. These last 5 years it's rained a lot. I had pretty good mowing seasons. I had one season that was pretty dry in the month of July. June, I think one of them was drier than July, actually. But anyways, Mike Andes inspired me to make this video. I know it ain't a very good one. I'm not that great at making videos, but it's too much information actually for me to do this. All I can say, and a big shout out to my wife, because she helps me a lot. Because all the money it takes me to, I have to buy equipment and stuff every now and then. And if it wasn't for her, she got a job where she covers my health insurance. My wife covers our health insurance with her job. And that's the main thing that helps me a lot. But I'm trying to work it out where I could pay for that too. But that's why I'm getting into a little bit more of the tree trimming side of things. I want to do a little bit more tree trimming because there's pretty good money in trimming trees. That's why I bought my tractor. I bought a little bit bigger Kubota tractor. It was a hydrostat with a loader on it. I want to put a grapple on the front of it so I can pick up stuff, put it in my dump truck. I got a 1-ton dump truck I use for hauling my dirt and mulch and everything else, trees. A lot of tree branch limbs and all the bushes I rip out. I got a pretty good dump truck I bought. It's an old one. All my stuff still, all my trucks are in the 90s. They're all in the 90s. I got 2 97s, Chevy pickups, 4-wheel drives, and a 1-ton dump truck. I guess I do have an older truck that I got to put a transmission in and get it running. It runs, it just needs a new transmission. It's an 83. It's just going to be more or less my tool truck. And I can drive somewhere and actually thought about putting my backhoe attachment on the back. I'm getting off subject. Let me get back on my subject. But Mike Andes inspired me to make this video. And I got off track there, didn't I? Started talking about everything else, but Geek the Freak helped me a lot on when I got started. But his videos aren't on no more. I wish he would somehow get them downloaded and show so people could watch how to start his video. Like his first couple of years of videos would be really good for people to be able to watch again. That would be pretty nice. But and Mike Andes, he tells you stuff like if you want to be a bigger company. He's not really helping out the smaller guy, which he might someday, because they jump around, everybody does. And I'm not going to say some of these other video people to watch. You'll have to search them yourself. Because some of them I don't like because they cuss. They're way too much cussing. For me, I don't like all that cussing. But all I can say is my way I advertise when I first got started was I painted some signs and I put them around in a couple in this town and then in a town 6 miles from me and another 8 miles up north. I'm in the middle. So I've tried to do those 3 different towns a little bit, but I'm trying to get more in this town, and hopefully I'll be able to drop one of those towns sometime. Because I want to have all my business in my own town and make it a little circle where I don't go very far away from home. Just because it's easier, you know, to get more done. I do all my Friday yards in my own town, and that's my best day because I got a lot of yards on that day, but it's still, that's what I like. But anyway, it's hard work. You're not going to get rich, but you can make a living if you want to work. You know, if you want to work in the summer until you feel like you're going to pass out and die. That's what it does sometimes. You want to pass out and die. It feels that way. So, but I like it. I like it. I like the hot heat, and I just like being out there by myself. I want to if I have to take off and go do something, I can. But I'll tell you what, here's my job subscript. Here's my what I am. I'm the CEO, the president. I'm the lead man. I'm the laborer. I'm the laborer. I'm the equipment operator. I'm the truck driver. I'm the mechanic. I'm the estimator. And I'm also the office personnel. And the human resource, HR. I'm a human resource person. I'm 10 different jobs. I just named off. I did it with my fingers. I'm 10 different people in my company. And that's the way it is. And then I come home and be my husband. I'm a husband. Not be my husband, but I be the husband for my wifey. And I'm a grandpa. I'm an old man. I started my business when I was, let's see, 48, 47, 48, 9, 47, 46, 47 years old. I started my business. It took me that long. I started a business before that, but I didn't know what I was doing. I just started hauling junk off for people and stuff like that. I did a little bit, and hauling a little bit of gravel here and there, but I do a lot better now because I dedicated all my time to it. That's all I do. And I work by myself most of the time. Once in a great while in the summertime, I'll have somebody in my family that wants to come and help me. And I pay them a little bit on the side. It's not much money. I mean, there ain't a whole lot of money in lawn care unless you're mowing 300 or 400 yards a week and you can pay a few, but all you're going to be doing is making the same money, I think, more or less, because you're going to be all out in wages. Anyway, it's not bad though. I'm not going to run it down. I like it. But anyway, I just was inspired to make this. And if you all want any more, if you have any questions, you want me to talk about a certain subject on what I did in my lawn business and my equipment, I'll make another video talking about the equipment I use and what I started my business with. I just wanted to, I don't even know if this video is going to be any good or not, but that's my 5-year review on my lawn landscape business I started. Now I used to call it Ammerman Lawns, this Ammerman Lawns. Now I call it Ammerman Lawns Landscape, Ammerman Lawns Property Maintenance. That's what I like. Ammerman Lawns, and then underneath that I just put Property Maintenance. So anyway, that's the video. I'm gonna end it here. And this is unscripted and everything. I just wing it. I winged it. We'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. And first year is coming up. Good times to get into your business. Start your business if you want to. If you want to work